Hello everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our, let me see if I can get the light a little bit brighter, for our watercolor blue, purple, lilac watercolor painting with the butterfly. Well, today we are doing this. I know that I have a red purple one, and I'm doing this because the next painting that we're gonna do is I like to kind of design hummingbird. Like every springtime I do that. I just kind of love to design a little bird and having fun among the flowers, and I wanted to do the lilac as the background. And so when I was preparing that, I say maybe I should just paint the lilac first. And so that's where this is an ancient 1800 painting, sort of, that I kind of change things around a little bit, the composition, so that it is not as clustery and as tight. It's more airy compared to the last red purple one. And so that's just me having fun. And this one is kind of fun because then I'll tell you ahead of time, it is a very loose and abstract shapes, you know, because I believe that that's the best way to paint lilac. And so I did that, accomplished that, and as I go, I will explain, you know, I wanted it to kind of droop here and there a little bit, here and there, so that it will be more lively and more true to what the lilac is about, because they are so, I'm just erasing some pencil mark, and let me get a brush and flick it off. You know, more true to the nature of lilac. And with the this ancient artist, he has a butterfly there. So I try to copy him the best that I can and put a butterfly right next to the painting so that it will be fun to, you know, follow his composition, right? It's I'm just saying that it's just so nice. I go to the library all the time, so I can see very, very old books and the painting that's in there, and I just love it and love that, you know, sometimes I can actually come up with one that we can paint together. And so I have loved doing this because of the shape. And so I told you that I would use the best judgment to draw another one that will be for you guys to follow along. And as I'm looking at this, I suddenly see that, and you know that I do this a lot. Let me see where is my fine brush. Okay, so I'm using this finer brush, and I want a branch to come out this way a little bit. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I think that will be better for the composition. Isn't that funny? Sometime in the introduction, I do correct things, you know, that I see will make the painting a little bit stronger. So he's gonna come out from this direction and come up here and fan out over here into this area. And so this needs to be a little bit stronger too. Okay, and I'm going to, yeah, so much better. And I'm going to soften the line of this burnt umber color that I just put down. Burnt umber plus a little black. Okay, I'm going to fatten the line a little bit because that will make it look more cylinder. Okay, wow, so much better. Okay, and so thank you for coming, and a line drawing of this will be on my blog sunsetpeony.com. And I am actually introduce these two brushes. I bought a set of 4, and I will have the link actually down here in the description, because I was on a quest to try to find a fine line brush, and I was having high hope for this one, but it doesn't look like that this is going to be, because the belly of this is big, and so I need to find something that's similar to Zero on Amazon, so that you guys that don't want to pay shipping, if you have Amazon Prime, that you can do that. But I'm going to do one more attempt, you know, because there are some Japanese brush that I think could fit into this, and we will see. Okay, now this one is $3 and something at Oriental Art Supply, but I think the lady that talked to me, she just said they charge $10 for shipping, and she wanted to see if I can find something in Amazon for her. So I went and got this brush, and it come like these 2 at a time, but I ordered 2 different sets, and now these are going to go to plein air or, you know, out there sketching, because it also comes with a lid. It's actually quite fancy. I really like that. I know that they will be good brush, and they turn out to be good brushes. And so almost the whole thing. I do use the zero to do the very, very fine of the membrane line of the butterfly. And so you will see as you saw me go through this and finish up this sprig of lilac that I had fun doing, and I'm very happy that hopefully that you will take the time and try to do this with me. And I always say it's not true I just want to sign it. It's not always true that spontaneous color is actually, I think in a way it is harder, but we should try it and just make ourselves be able to improve our skill and do better. And so once in a while you see me do this spontaneous art with you guys, and I hope you will don't worry about it, just practice it, right, and have fun with me. And so I should everything is like usual. Some link is in the description, and also I link an Amazon link where you can buy the Happy Dot, but Amazon is now currently at the corner store brush. They are actually out. And so, but I will keep putting the link so that you can get it for $11 and no shipping if you have Amazon Prime. And so I'm going to, keep putting the link there so that you guys can see if that's where you wanted to get it. But we have to wait for the company. I wrote them and I said, hey, can you guys restock your Amazon? And all these brushes, even my Happy Dot, the new one that I get, all this I pay myself. Nobody sponsor me. I'm just going out and fishing for new things and having fun while doing it. And so I'm going to stop talking and let's have fun, okay? Okay, let's get started. And today our brushes are these guys, because I was trying to find some brush for some of you who didn't want to order from Oriental Art Supply because, of the shipping costs of $10. So I was just going around in Amazon, and I look at these and I trust that because the way, sometimes I can tell. Now I come with the lid. I'm not going to jam the lid into the brush because it's very dry, and this one is less dry, so you can see that it comes with a lid that you can just slide it in, and you can actually take this, I think, to I'm going to take it to paint outside, like when I go to Yellowstone this summer, Yellowstone National Park. And so this is the first two that I order, okay? This is called, and of course I'll put a link in the description so you don't have to listen to my broken Mandarin. I'm a Cantonese speaker, and be able to really understand what I'm talking about, okay? So this is a combination of goat and weasel, that's what they said. And this one is just, on the brush it say wolf, but on the description they say weasel. So whatever, I don't really know, but it looks to me it's not a wolf, because I have wolf brush before and it is a little bit tougher than this one. But today, and then after I ordered these, I ordered another set. This is a combination, they call it on the brush handle, they call it red hair, and so it has this red hair. I'm not going to use this one. I've been trying to use this is purple, so this is actually kind of black, and so I'm going to use this black tip one and mainly use this one because I was hoping that this one will be as small as the zero, but after you paint it for a little while, actually it becomes a little thicker. So it's not because I think it's because of the belly over here. This area, this belly over here is quite big, and so it can hold quite a bit of water, and so it let the water go to the tip, so it's not as small as our zero brush, which I'm going to use today to and where did it go? Oh yeah, it's right here. And this zero, okay, because with the zero brush, and I know that with the description, this is weasel hair, you can see how small compared to this, okay? And so it doesn't hold a lot of water. We have to dip it more time. And this one is only $3 something, and I use that as fine line all the time. And so if it holds water, then the water come down to here and it cannot be as sharp as the zero. So my search continue, and I will search more. I promise you that. Okay. Okay. Let's wet this one, the black one, and all these will be in the link down in the description. And I will talk more about it. Okay, and so we have this lilac, and I freehand kind of draw this. I like this is from my old master from the 1800s, so the composition anyway. So I'm going to do that, and today our color is mainly it has dioxazine purple. Look at my dish. I actually have some yellow here. That's how I mix color. Not mix on the dish though, just on the tip. And I have phthalo blue. So I check, and it truly is phthalo blue. And so that's the, because sometimes you put things in the palette, and as with palette like that, you can't mark it down. And so I'm going to wet the brush and dip a little bit of pull a little bit of the dioxazine purple out of the brush, okay? And then we'll start with this little lilac bush over here. This little lilac flower, actually, is not the bush, not the whole bush. We're painting the whole bush though. And today the style is quite spontaneous. And we're not going to, of course we're not going to, well, I wouldn't say of course we're not, but it will be quite a task if we decided to. So you can see that I'm just dabbing dots, and the main shape is, this is my practice one that I did. So I will show you the main shape. For the tip of the lilac, let me get some pigment here. Okay, for the tip of lilac, it mainly is just push down and lift up. Okay, like that. That's the tip of the lilac. And sometimes we might do something like this. Okay, just one stroke, two stroke, and three stroke. And then for the body of the lilac flower, we're mainly going to do this shape right here. Okay, and with different value, that means different light and dark. Okay, and just to mimic the flower that is on the lilac flower itself, the little flower that make it up. And sometimes I will kind of darken part of it, a little bit, to give the flower a little bit of depth. Okay, so that's how we're gonna go. And you can see that, right? I just the 4 petal of the little flower. Okay, we do not need to be too what is the term for it? We do not need to be too concerned about if it is like totally balanced, because wow, if you like I went down to, I've told you guys this years on my other paintings before, I like to sometimes go down to BYU to go on walks with my husband during the Sunday, and we always walk by the lilac grove. And now it's the time of the year, and that's the reason for this painting. They are just the grove itself. Now I will dip some in the middle, intensify it just a little bit, okay? And they are just, the smell of the flower are just awesome. So I will always make him go with me, say, James, just let's wait for me, let's go in here. And so I will check them out, because I am an artist, and I mainly really like to paint flower and birds, and sometimes I paint people, as you know that I did, and and so I like to have a chance to look at them, and I try to put them right next to each other. And now at random area, I might just pull some color out of the quinatic dioxazine purple. Okay, now we have discussed this before, right? Purple color is very, what do you call that? When they settle on the paper, they just settle really fast, and sometimes they just don't budge at all. And so that's what we're gonna do. And I'm going to, I know that either last year or the year before we had done a lilac too, and that was the red purple. And so I really, really want to do this blue purple today. And so that we have different And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up some of the phthalo blue, very, very light, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this phthalo blue right next to the purple, and I'll pick up some purple too. And so that, as I always talk about, right, we don't want to just use one color. And for some reason, for lilac, the phthalo blue really goes well together. And so the shape are kind of abstract. And so you can just do abstract shape, you know, the way you like it. You know, just push down the brush and lift it, you know, do some kind of motion like that. At least that's what I am doing. And so it makes it. And then after, you know, you put the blue on, you pick up just a little bit of lilac and just put it in here to the lilac color. I mean the dioxazine purple color. Okay, and so we're working the shape of the, you know, I like the lilac flower itself, the whole sprig of flower thinner. And so I might like put some, you know, I might actually let it like maybe curve this way a little bit, and so come down over here. You know, sometimes I have to look at my own drawing and say, now what am I drawing over here? What is my intention? Okay. And you know, because they are so densely situated together, it is very, very hard to but you know, some painters do that. They do artists, they do actually go in there and, you know, paint at every single blossom, you know, especially the oil painter. But with watercolor, that would be, and then I'm pulling the color out. Okay, just fill out the space that is in between, you know, like that. Okay, and I like it that you know, some has some irregularity, not strict down and you know, perfectly symmetry on this side and that side. I like to sometimes just like put some color here and there, and put some blossom, like the little blossom, let's call them the little blossom here and there, so that, and then I will go in and with some blue just drop some color over here, not really actually making any particular shape. Okay, and after they mix together, it really is kind of pretty to have them, you know, right next to each other. So I have put color blossom over here, the little blossom, so I'm not going to put any over here. And as we're going to paint, we're also going to do some of the background together with it, okay? And so let's pick up the narrower, the thinner brush, you know, the one that is the mix of the wolf and the wolf and the weasel. And I will put the link there because the reason why I'm using this is I really enjoy them, and I think that they're quite good brush. So I want, you know, if you guys wanted to, you know, or have fun buying brushes, then you know, I put the link down there. So I'm going to, what I'm doing is put the green little stem that you can see in the lilac flower in between the little blossom, so that, you know, you can see them. Because this one I am focusing on making them not as full. I am an artist that actually like things you know, more true to nature. And I know that a lot of your garden probably you have very, very full. So these little branches are going in between. You have very, very full, and then I have this one coming out here, which means that some of the blossom has already fallen off. That's what I'm trying to do anyway. Now I'm going to go in with some indigo color. Indigo is very, very, not very, very dark. It's one of the darker blue. And go in there and put some in between the little flower petal, just to indicate that that is the, you know, the shadowy part that you don't see, or you can't, you know, you can't really see the flowers in the middle of this sprig. You know, you can tell that I'm struggling with the terms, can you? And so a little more indigo, and I'm going to come over here. So a lot of fine line painting, and that is how I how I perceive the lilac to be like that. Okay, very nice, if I may say so. And so I'm going to maybe, because I can't decipher. Oh, okay, I need some, maybe I will do a leaf coming out here. So I will draw it. I do that. I change composition as I go. Okay, a leaf that is somehow going out here, and then I'm going to put a little more of the lilac over here. Okay, I think the mixing of the thing is quite pretty. Okay, so let's go into our perlene green over here. I like to use these stitches. I don't know why, probably because just my Chinese training, the ancient Chinese kind of painting. Okay, I put a stamp there just to let me know what the middle, I mean, not the stem, the vein, okay? And I'm gonna put this quite a bit of pigment. Okay, quite a bit of pigment there, and so I'm going to just dip that in the water. Dip the tip in the water and just pull out this pigment, okay? Let's go out here. I want this side to be just a little bit lighter, okay? And so I'm going to put a little bit more indigo over this side. Okay, and this is how it's going to be for now. Okay, we will have to reserve the right to come back after it's dry to take a look, okay? And now we're going back to putting the lilac little blossom, okay? Some over here, because what we need this area is like, you can see how irregular the shape I am doing, right? So we can just have fun. We don't have to worry about making the, the shape perfect, like the 4 little petal perfectly perfect. Okay, we're gonna have fun and just kind of pull out the color over here. Pull them out a little bit. Okay, and let the color kind of disperse and have fun with that. The reason why I do this, like I go and get some, I am quite frugal in nature. There's some phthalo blue in here, okay? I'm quite frugal in nature, and when I have brushes, that I use them for 30, 40 years, 20, 30 years. I don't really bother to, because I'm happy and I do that. But I think that, at times we might need to, really branch out to, I'm pulling the color out, pulling the pigment out, okay? So it's kind of, what is the term for that? It's kind of disperse, okay? I think that is the right term. And then I tell myself, Kathy, you have, viewer that really kind of want to find out if there's alternatives. So I just get thinking about it and I say, yeah, we should, sometimes try out these. Maybe there's some really good stuff out there, and maybe I'm just the kind of person that is not very picky on the brushes, and so I am, you can see that I draw as I go over there, okay? And some indigo, and put some of the color over here to indicate the darkness, okay? And that is kind of actually the background. And pull the indigo color out and let it disperse, okay? If dispersed to nothing, then we don't have to worry about it anymore. But we can still see the little supporting branch over there, okay? And yeah. So I'm just trying to tell myself, Kathy, remember, don't be too symmetric. So I'm painting as I'm looking, and so in order for it to be not symmetric, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put some blossom with the phthalo blue over here. Okay, you can hardly see that the shape, but it is there, and mingle with some of the fuller shape. That that's lilac. Okay, and then I think I'm going to let it bend over here a little bit. You can see that I'm quite determined not to let it be too symmetric, right? Just don't want that because, I think that we like symmetry. Of course, if it is our face and our face is not symmetric, we want it to be symmetric. But with art, it's better that it has some flow to it and some differences from one side to the other, and with all the shape too. Okay, I just put some phthalo blue color and mix it together so it looks like it bend over there a little bit. Okay, and I'm gonna put a branch over there, which is our this is our little pearline green color. Okay, good. That make me happier. Okay, let's go back to this the thinner brush, the mix of the wolf hair and the goat hair, wolf and goat, or weasel and goat. That's what they said. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get some pearline green and dip the tip on the on the sap green. Okay, so that is my green mix, right? And you guys are very familiar with my green mix, and I'm following a reference picture and make sure that this area is very true to the reference. Okay, so they kind of spread out, kind of like a fan, and I like to make sure that I do that. And then it just come curving. I like it to curve over here, over to the branch that is coming out. And then there's another one that's coming out here. So I'm gonna make sure that I paint that too, okay? And you can, if you want to, it's not quite necessary, kind of soften one side, and so that you can see that it's cylindrical, like a cylindrical. Okay. And then I have, you know, so what I'm going to do is there's a main leaf over here. So we're going to just do that right now, okay? And then we will work on the painting as we go. Just work it a little bit at a time. I just love this kind of painting. Now, the reason why, you know, when springtime come, if I have chance to go outside, oh, I'm using the, okay, let me change it to the bigger brush, okay? This one, the one with just the black color, okay? And it is very good that when you guys wanted to put it back in the lid with this, you can actually have it wet and then put it in there. It'll be fine. It'll just kind of dry in there. And I wanted, because this one will pick up more of the pearline green color, okay? So I'm going to, you know, get this part, the middle part, a little bit darker. Okay, with all the pigment, and then go back and get some, clean up the brush. And now these two brushes, I also noticed that they don't, you know, if you dry them, you don't have to dry them a lot, and they don't hold a lot of water. Okay, so I go back and pick up some of the pearline green pigment just to clean up the side a little bit. I just decided to do that. So I think when we go, you know, like I was saying, you know, because you guys wanted to, you know, actually ask me, and I really appreciate you asking me, and sometimes I'll give you a direct answer and said, you know, I really don't think that there is one, and then but I will go and try and look, because that will be good, because we don't know what's out there. And then I pick up some sap green, okay? And, you know, like I say, you can put the sap green right next to the pearline green, and it will be just fine. They will mix color together and then pull the color out. And so there's a mixture of color to this, almost like a heart-shaped leaf. Isn't that pretty? I really, really like that. Okay, and so let's go on and work on, should we do a leaf? Or should we do a leaf, or should we do a lilac? Let's do this leaf over here, because now we have our pearline green wet. Okay, so I'm going to do that and try, and then put that in the description here. And so the new stuff that I find, how about that? How about we call it that? Okay, and then we will use the tip. You know, I just love it when the tips are very nice and sharp, because that really make me happy, because I can do, you know, these fine line and just these kind of tip. It just, well, that's kind of like my training, right? I was telling one of my artist friend, you know, she was asking, we were just talking about, you know, where we started, where we came from. And I told her when I was young, my father didn't want me to really go into art. He think that that's for you know, artists are always poor. That's how he felt, you know. And so I love it so much. Now I'm just pulling the color out so you can see that it go lighter. And then I'm randomly going to go put in some sap green, okay, to make the color more rich. And then I'm going back to the perylene green and continue over here. And when it get to the tip, I will just let it, I will just use a clean brush and mingle all the color and just let it go like this. And so my background really is calligraphy when I was very, very young, because that's the only, and I remember how much I just loved the brush, right? And now this side of the leaf, I'm just going to go with the perylene green. Okay, isn't that pretty? And then, and so I do calligraphy, and then I was using brushes, and I was just so happy that I actually have brushes to be able to use them like that. And so that's how and then I can see that I have drawn a little bit of a leaf over here. So I must, that's my composition. As I was drawing, then I must do that. It's almost like a thinner leaf, or you're looking at it at a different angle, okay? And we can drop a little bit of sap green just to make the color more rich. And so I really like this, you know, very, very fine, stylized kind of leaf. Okay, now back to the dioxazine purple, and we're gonna work this one, okay? This little sprig of lilac over there, okay? And so I'm gonna do that. I also ordered some other paper too. You know, I used the Stonehenge. You know, I think that Arches is very good. Arches watercolor, everybody likes to use that. But the reason why I use the Stonehenge is because you know, I used to sell my stuff, right? Until my daughter finally decided what she wanted to do with my selling. I'm not selling them now because it is kind of hard for her, you know, to set it up for me, a shop in my own blog. And so I don't, you know, sell it. And I kind of like the relief that I'm not going to the post office all the time. And okay, so I'm going to drop some phthalo blue, okay, just to enrich the color, okay. And so when you trying to Xerox or no, scan it with the Arches watercolor paper, it actually is very hard to the grain of the paper always show, and I didn't like that. So I find the Stonehenge. I don't remember how I find it because I'm not very brave. Like with watercolor brush, I can pretty much tell, you know, from the description what is a good one and what is not, you know. And it's kind of hard to explain, you know. I kind of look at the ferrule and I look at but these two brushes cost $6, so each of these brushes are only $3. And you know, you would think, oh, you know, it couldn't be good, but as you know, the zero brush is also $3. It has lasted me, you know, a few years, you know, I don't know, maybe 5 years, you know. And so don't judge a brush by the cost, if that even makes sense, you know, because the Chinese people really don't make that much money, you know. I think on the brushes, they are actually kind of, you know, like I've told you that story. I've told you this story before. I was lucky enough to actually, when I was a missionary in Hong Kong, go into a brush maker. You know, I was just, you know, knocking on doors and trying to tell people about the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I was knocking on doors, and this gentleman, he actually answered the door, and he said, well, I'm making brush, but you can come in. I'll listen to you while I'm making brush. Wow. You know, at that point, I didn't really have the chance, and life was kind of sad for me. And, you know, and not, you know, being able to just take care of myself just for food. And so now what I'm going to do before I go on with the story is I need to tell you, sometimes you can actually use the perylene green and make one of the green, the blossom, to be green too. Okay, just so you know that I didn't do it with this one, but I'm going to do it with this one. Isn't that pretty? And I'm softening, you know, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 side. I'm softening that, you know, so you can, because you just want the color to be rich. And then I'm going to drop some phthalo blue in here and just do some dab shape, okay? Nothing, okay? And so I'm going to keep going like this, and hopefully I can accomplish that. And so I went in and talked to that gentleman, and he was, you know, you can listen to people teaching the gospel or whatever to teaching you something or tell you something. I'm sure that that's true. So he was telling us and explaining to me some of the what he was doing, and I was just fascinated. I just love it. And because I do have the calligraphy brush experience. My sister and I actually went to Taiwan that one time, and we actually visited a guy who make his own brush, and I got this ragtail. Okay, I take it all out. I will do a painting with this one too. That one is got in Taiwan for nothing, and I have the sister order the best combination brush. Okay, it's from the same artist, Yu Ming, from the same artist. Oh my goodness, I just love those brush, and so, you know, I know that, so that's how, I guess, people like corner-saw. Now I'm just dropping different shape into here and color and phthalo blue color, okay? Okay, I'm going to go to the perlene green and do a green one over here because I really like that. The green shape of some kind, very, very abstract shape, and then pull it out. Oh, man, this is looking nice. And then I'm going back to the dioxazine purple and keep going over here, and all the meanwhile trying to accomplish the shape of it going this way. Okay, so now I'm gonna stop bending over this way, because as we know, lilac do that. They do bend because they're so heavy, and that little branch in the middle sometimes couldn't take them very well, right? And so they kind of bend. It's like just beautiful. And then I'm dropping phthalo blue, okay? As the color come out, I'm dropping the phthalo blue color over here, okay? And not put anything over there because I'm holding on to the shape, right? And then I'm gonna go like, okay, this is the stem, so I need to be true to that. And I'm going to use some this color, this perlene green color, and let it come out so that I won't forget it and mess up. Yeah, and so they are, so I think the corner store company or whatever company that like to buy brushes from the Asian people just kind of find them and contract them. So, you know, I don't know if they're still made by, they definitely are not made by big factory. And so that was very, very lucky for me. You know, the guy never end up joining the church or really listen to me any further, but it was nice. I was very, very glad. Oh, so I'm very happy with that shape, okay? And so now let's do a little bit of this thing over here. Okay, so try clean the brush and go back to some perlene green, and you might dip some onto the indigo. And which is, you know, kind of nice, you know, to know that these brushes are actually made by our artisan instead of a big, you know, factory, you know. And these people had, wow, look at that, how the branches, these little branches that hold the blossom fan out. I just love that, and we need to paint that because that will give us the, you know, it's more true, and then you will say, oh yeah, of course there's a lilac. Okay, let's go to the thinner one. And so I know by now already, okay, that I've used it for a few times. Okay, let's have some of the branches coming out here, just kind of like that, okay? This one had already spent, and so the blossom had fallen off. And let's do some perlene green again, intensify and go in the middle, okay? So you can see that there are branches going in. Okay, I'm actually quite happy with this, okay? Now, so you can see that I'm actually using my brushes to kind of draw, really, right? And I have something planned for here, but for right now, I want to do this leaf again. Okay, so go back to the bigger brush. Now, just because this time I'm reviewing that brush, I will say that in the intro, okay? It does not mean, okay, perlene green color. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, I'm dipping the perlene green color and dip that a little bit on the indigo, okay? And I'm gonna go from here. I just really like the line being nice and fine. I don't have to say it so many times, do I? You guys kind of get me. Of course you get me. You're my good friends. And I'm very much just grateful for your support. Okay, so do that. I'm very, very excited to bring these brushes to Yellowstone National Park. Okay, and then I'm going to clean the brush and just pull the color out, okay? Look at how I don't abuse them. This is fine. I think the only way you can really abuse the brush is to go like this when it's almost dry to the... Okay, where's my napkin? I'm shaking water onto the lilac. Oh, okay. Oh, there's some dots that I shake off there. And it's when you go like this, okay, with the brush when it's dry. And actually, when we were painting the Savior, there's with some of my sisters, I call them a sister of my ward unit, right, my church unit, and it was really funny because they didn't know that will actually destroy the brush. And so one of the sisters, she didn't have a brush. She said, "Kathy, I don't have a brush." And I said, "Okay, just use mine." And I saw her doing that, and I almost freaked out. And it was my Happy Dot. You know, my Happy Dot brush. You know how much I love my Happy Dot right here, okay? And so, but it looks like she was doing that. But when I come home, I wet the Happy Dot and it was just as happy. It was just very happy. It didn't get destroyed or anything. And so those are very, very tough brush. Now, just like I say, just because now I didn't put any sap green on it, I'm going to just do a drop here. And that will bring some kind of yellowish color into the leaf, which I like very much. And I don't want that leaf to be, like, I'm working on this as I go. I don't want that leaf to be lonely, so I'm going to put one coming from here out here, okay? Just a tiny one. You can see how I push down and lift it up, right? And that's my, that is actually my calligraphy training. We do that. Okay, just one right next to her. Okay, just like that. Okay, and should I put another one? Maybe a small one right there. But don't worry though, after this is done, now this is actually the background. And so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you, I want this to have some kind of that little blossom shape there. So I'm going to put in the green color, you know, and then go around it. You see a blossom coming out? Okay, so this is what we call negative painting, right? And I'm going to quickly wash the brush. When you hear me clank over there, I'm clanking this brush against my bowl of water, okay? Now I'm going to come over here, and there's a flower shape right there, okay? That's a blossom shape. So negative painting is actually quite fun. Now, as we are doing this, you know, you don't have to worry that this is actually too easy. Actually, it is not. And it is actually quite hard sometimes to paint as you go and to paint abstract shape, but we need to do it, and we ought to do it because it helps us. It helps us be a little bit more, you know, advanced in our progress towards watercolor, okay? You can see that there's a leaf there, right? But I'm still dispersing all the color, all the pigment behind it. Okay, now let's go do... should we do that leaf first? Let's do that. I like that. The last one that I painted with you guys was actually quite... I'm dipping color on the perlene green and dip a little bit of indigo, okay? And I'll start over here. And the last one that I paint is the red purple that was very, very full. It was very, very full, and you can see that this color is kind of liquid, right? And so go back to the perlene green, and intensify it, or you can leave it. You can leave it more gentle and soft like this side. Okay, but I'm going to still need a little bit of more pigment. I'm going to leave that soft and like that. Okay, just stylize it and give it some personality. Okay, and so, but this one is going to be more sparse. Okay, and I'm going to right over here put just a little. Actually, I'm not going to do the long shape, because if the flower is coming towards you, it actually look round, and so I wanted to do a round, kind of roundish, not really totally round shape over here, that just to show you that there is a cluster of flowers. Okay, that there is a cluster of flower coming towards you. Very, very pretty, and it and try to, just kind of say, I'm not. If you think that your blossom is not perfect, then just say I meant for it to look like that. Oh, you know what? Let's have the blossom go on to this leaf. I have a leaf over here, okay? And I'm going to let the blossom just, and then now I'm going to take my brush and come and soften the edges here, so that you know that there is a blossom right here. And as I soften it, I'm going to drop some phthalo blue in here, okay? Okay, so you know that there is something over there, and that should be how a branch. Okay, I'm intensify some of the petal, and some of it they will remain lighter color. I really think that this is a very, very good way to do lilac, because it just help you to, let loose of your of your desire sometimes to make every single petal to be perfect. It's not necessary. Sometimes it's just I'm gonna add some burning green right here as a petal. Just let ourselves not as so rigid in the process of doing this. Okay, at least that I really like that. I really like that style of sometimes of course something calls for it, and sometimes something doesn't call for it. And then I'm going to try my best to do a pretty leaf right behind this cluster. See, you're creating with me as I'm doing this and going about doing this. You are actually, I say you're helping me because I'm thinking about you, and therefore I consider you helping me. And then remember this one, we try to, go around that, and if you want to, you can draw it. You can kind of draw a petal over here and a petal over there in my pencil. This is the number, the one that used upon 3 lead, and that I also have it on my product list, and that will be on my blog. You can see that a leaf is coming, right? And so I'm just pulling this out and let that leaf kind of go to nothing almost, but you can still see it. It's over there, okay? And I have a butterfly over here because I told you a little bit earlier, and now I'm going to like do a little sprig coming from here, okay? Coming from there. Okay, I also want to say, okay, let's see if my, oh, it's locked, right? I just want to make sure that my camera is locked onto the painting instead of zooming out and in. I don't like that. I'm sure you don't like that either. Like I've been trying to say this 3-4 times now. Just because I'm reviewing this doesn't mean that I am from now on I'm going to, just use that, right? Use this brush. It's just it's a review of what I think is something good out there, and it's only $6 for 2 brush, and so we don't want to miss that. But my happy dog is still my happy dog, right? But you can see how pointed. If I were to use the other brush, my traditional one, I would have used the flow because I needed the, or even use my zero brush because I needed the tip to make small and sharp shape. Okay, so this just come on time, doesn't it? Okay, let's use some Berlin green. I just think that this goes very good together. It also kind of make you feel like, you know, the green part is, you know, it's the bud that hasn't turned purple yet. And now I don't even know if the lilac actually do that, but it is very nice. And I went and looked at the cherry blossom too. And I'm trying to, you know, one day do a cherry blossom like this style with you guys because it will be very fun. And I don't know. Now I'm going to skip this and just let this be over here and skip this and then put one behind the branch. One cluster, okay? Behind this branch over here. And because I think I've told you I was so excited to find a cherry blossom actually. The BYU had their botany group of professors, and they actually is very intensely involved in the trees and the flower and the bushes and everything that they and put some blue in that phthalo blue color, and then I'll put some green in there too, so they are all consistent. They are very, very much involved, and so, you know, I gently and quietly follow them by just observing as I go on walks what they're doing. And it is just really, okay, I'm going to do a leaf over here, and it's just really fun. Just really, really fun sometimes to see that they are actually planting things. You know, of course, they don't consult me. Nobody consult me on anything. I don't really know anything about botany, but I just love flowers and such, right? And it was so fun for me to find. I said, now, is that a cherry blossom? I asked my husband, is that a cherry blossom that's coming over there? And went over there, you know, because, you know, I have to wear glasses now, getting old. Okay, originally my leaf is there. I don't even know if you can see, but, you know, this is me. I changed my mind as the composition changed, right? But I will do my very, very best to draw this, you know, so you can have something, you know, that you can follow along, okay? So don't worry. Don't worry about me changing my mind. Actually, I draw this painting on the paper this morning, you know, because that's just the way I am. I like to sometimes do that with things that are spontaneous, because that is, you know, part of the beauty of things to me, right? And so I like to, you know, just draw and then let my mind work. Okay, now let's do the branch. And so what I'm going to do is dip in burnt umber with a tip deep in the black, okay? In the now lamp black, okay? And I really want the branch to kind of go this way. And so I see I'm changing my mind on this area again. Okay, that's the branch. And since the light is coming this way, oh, sorry, the light is coming this way, I am going to, you know, start from the darker side. The dark side. There's no dark side in painting. Oh, well, actually there is, but not with me today. You know, I actually don't even remember I've ever painted anything dark. You know, I just not. I don't do that. Okay, and then as we always do, we come and dry the brush and take it clean brush to soften this, okay, so that it will be cylinder, like a cylinder. I'll practice saying cylindrical with my husband so that I won't botch it when I'm saying that. Okay, you can see the cylinder shape, right? You know, with painting, always just remember the form. Always remember the form. And this is, you know, okay, oh, yes, I was halfway telling you guys, in springtime, I like to make up a spring bird. Not make up altogether as it is a bird that doesn't exist, but I have done that, and you guys know that it's in my channel here. But this year I am doing, I have already drawn a cute and very cute and easy to paint, oh, isn't that pretty? Easy to paint hummingbird. And I get it drawn, and then I say, you know, with the hummingbird, I want the hummingbird to be among lilac. Okay, so that was my original plan, okay, to have the hummingbird around lilac. And okay, now let's go and clean the brush up and pull out this color. There's not much brown in this one, but that is okay. And so as I was doing that, I was just practicing this, and I told myself, you know, I should make this into a painting. And so that's why it's this one. So the next painting, hopefully, we will get to the oh, I just love that. Do you love that? Oh, man. So excited, right? It's just happy time, okay? So I have some leaf over here, and I wanted to do that. And it's just happy time to do the lilac. Lilac's always fun for me. It's just good memory, you know. It's you know, a place that we go on walks, and you know, I just really like the university's botany department, and how, you know, they, you know, it's many years. I mean, they don't relent. Okay, so you would do it on the darker area, okay, and then pull it out to pull out with the clean brush, okay, and pull it out to the lighter area. Yeah, these brushes are really hard to destroy, very hard to destroy, and so that's the beauty of it. Okay, I'm gonna have one that, you know, I also always like to use my mind and imagine, okay, how do I want this one, and how will it look like if I put it this way over here. Okay, and then there's one that goes over there, and it's the same thing, pearline green with a little bit of indigo. And so as of right now, you know that the pearline green is really kind of important in my palette, right? Just love that. And I ordered that for the sisters, and we realized that they hardly have to touch it. So now I have some more, but they are ordered from Blake Art Supply. It's I just put some sap green on there to mix with the pearline green, because of the cluster of painting, of the lilac over there. Okay, and so what I'm gonna do is the same thing. Okay, use a pencil and just draw some shape there. And so as I go in with my green, I give it to, you know, I go around that pencil drawing, and that will be a negative background for that area. And I think I need to do a little bit over here. Yeah, there you go, so that you can see it better. That's it. And so smooth that and make sure that combine well with that. Okay, and let me see. And I think that, you know, this is actually quite good. And then I think for this part we are done. Let's just call that the bush done. I mean the lilacs branch done. And then because I told you that this painting was from the 1800, in one of those really pretty, and they have a really pretty painting, and they have a butterfly. And so I just sort of did that on my own, and I'm going to like do my best to use first burnt umber to draw the middle part. And I thought that the composition is actually quite good to have a pretty butterfly just right next to, you know, it's almost like it's an artist trying to clean the brush. Okay, and just pull this color out so it'll be a little more round, the body. The artist is trying to either tell you butterfly go to lilac bush, or he's like saying that you know, there is a butterfly actually here. So either way, you know, I decided the butterfly, and also because it's orange, it kind of goes well with the purplish greenish color. I trust those artists. I think they know what they're doing and saying, and so I just okay, I'll just follow them and see they do what they do. And I just suddenly decided that this need to go out a little bit more, and this little go out a little bit more. So I am going to right in front of you guys do that. Okay, so that make the butterfly a little bit more proportional, maybe. Okay, and I'm just estimating it. I actually have a thing that I can measure it, but as of this, I don't want to bring out my equipment, so I'm estimating it. And I think that with the top a little bit fan out like that, it is nice. Like the top is not fan out. The top is bigger than the bottom. How's that? Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the sepia color with this finer brush. Okay, this is finer brush because that's the way the artist did that. Isn't it really nice that we can go to artists that are that far, that many years before us, and be able to, just watch their stuff and how they do things. I just absolutely love that. So that's the reason why I am always in the library, because BYU Library, as I have told you and complained a lot about how their books are disappearing. And my granddaughter is coming to visit me, and so I went down to the, and so fine line, right? I went down to see how much of the children book, and I know that a lot of children books are gone too. Oh well, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not the boss. I wish I am the boss, but I never study librarian science, so nobody's gonna hire me in there. But sometimes you just think to yourself, you don't want a library to look like a cafe with chairs and table where students can study. It's good to have some of that, right? But mainly we do want a lot of books, and especially ancient books, because those are treasure. I believe those artists are just awesome. As with the gospel art, seriously, most of the ancient people do gospel art because that's their commission, to do that, and it helped them and all the such things like that, and like Carl Block, and I think the best watercolorist that do the gospel art is James Tissot. I don't know if you guys know James Tissot. He's actually really good. I think James, my husband, said that he actually lived among Jerusalem, and so he knows, and his paintings are awesome. There's so many famous artists that do gospel art. Okay, and then just thicken that a little bit, because that's what the... I think I need to make this just a tad more. Okay. All right, here's the butterfly coming to. Now, because I told you that this brush is not fine enough, so I need to go back to my zero brush, which I will always use until I find a substitute, and I will put a link, and I will be on my guard to go out to do that, okay? So zero brush with sepia, and I'm going to do the little vein, okay? Little vein, that's... Oh, no. Before I do that, I need to go back to the small brush. And hopefully the sepia won't bleed, because it is an orange butterfly. So I'm using cadmium yellow dark, cadmium yellow dark. Is it yellow light, yellow medium? Oh, yellow medium, sorry. Plus cadmium red medium, okay? And on the tip of my brush with those two color mix there and fill out this. And you can see that, right? You can see that the gradation of the orange color, and it's turning to yellow. is progressing to yellow, because yellow is the first color I put in the brush and it will be the last color out, okay? And then I'm going to see if I can do the same effect, okay? From here, so it's more orange in the middle, and let it progress. Not as pretty as the first part, okay? I wouldn't say. The first part over here. All right. And because, you know, a butterfly, they do that. They have all these different color on them. And it's just beautiful. I'm very grateful to see butterfly and watch them. We all love the butterfly. My daughter now take their children to butterfly garden, and I'm sure you guys do that. And butterfly are kind of social. That's why we call them social butterfly, I guess. You know, when I was young, my daughter, we went to Bath and Body Works and had some kind of perfumey stuff on her, and she actually come out, you know, come home, and then we were at the backyard, and our backyard always have butterfly. I like to plant flowers, and one of them actually landed on her, probably because she smelled like Bath and Body Works, those perfume down there, and landed on her for a long time. And she was very, very happy. She stayed still, and she was very young. I think no more than 6 years old. What did we call that butterfly? I think we call her oatmeal, something like that. We gave her a name. And I'm just pulling that color out with yellow, okay? And so now I need to give it a chance to dry. And while I'm drying, I'm going to do the, what do you call that? The feeler of the butterfly, okay? And so it's nothing much than just a dot here, and then you flick the line out, okay? I would say that that is a little thick. When you do yours, hopefully you can accomplish a finer line than I do. But with the zero brush, you can do that. You can do a finer line. Okay, I need that area to, I need to go and put the veins in the butterfly, right? But I need that area, and so I'm going to go in with my zero blush to black color and just follow the ancient artist and put in the segment of the body of the butterfly. Okay, and I think that goes really well together. And while I'm waiting, let's use that. I bought the combo brush, but I will do a more, it's a white cloud, the white cloud. Okay, this brush, it looks like it's a huge brush, but it doesn't, you know, it doesn't drop water as huge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my background, and I'm going to go into the indigo, okay? So what I'm going to do is go over here and use the background to, you know, give the flowers some kind of light area. Okay. Oh, did you miss that? I hope you didn't miss that. I don't think so. I think I'm in view. And then pull the color out. Now, since it looks so huge, you know, it is quite good for background. And so now this, I use the indigo color. Okay, and the indigo color. That means to make that a little bit sun-kissed. That's what I'm trying to accomplish. And do some indigo color and go into here. And then you can, you know, actually go in between. That is what we're doing with the background. And use a little bit of yellow. And just round that out, okay? Okay, and now this side needs to be a little bit darker. Let's see, I'm not like really that bad with time this time. Yeah, so the next painting we'll do our little hummingbird that I'm actually looking at right now. I have drawn him. I hope he's cute. And after I paint it, and then we'll just put some lilac among. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do the blue. We'll see, okay? We'll see, because my practice will tell me what is a good thing for me to do. And then I will just do that. But it will be fun. I'm actually leaving for Yellowstone really soon, and it's always my happy time because, you know, I actually do go in, and now I'm just dotting here. I'm just, you know, making dots here. And what this is just to suggest that there is some lilac coming to here, coming out of the, you know, in the area, right? Isn't that fun? You can do background like that and then push the color out, okay? Now that is part of the background, and let me go back and put the vein, and you know, and I hope that this, okay, and just as tiny as I can. You can actually use, of course, some, you know, instead of a brush, you can use a ballpoint or and do the vein in there, to do veins of the butterfly, because it needed it and make it look so much better. It really does make it look so much better, so I just do that. Okay, now that is a suggestion. I'm not quite sure. I don't really study butterfly in details. Was I totally out of the screen? Okay, let me do it this side, okay? So that you can see it. Because I never really studied the vein of the butterfly, and so I am just putting it to the best of my knowledge. But I do watch butterfly a lot. I love them. It's, you know, they're just beautiful when they come visit you in your garden, right? And I wanted to have a little bit more medium yellow over here, okay? So what I'm going to do is bravely, I'm going to venture in here and put some medium yellow. There you go. And then I'm going to do the bottom 2 segment of the butterfly here. I hope you guys, you know, get to go out in nature this summer. You know, I always say that because, you know, that's, you know, when summer comes, that's what I wanted to do. I just want to go to national park, and I will sketch, and I have things to, you know, if it turn out good, then I can come home and show you. If it doesn't turn out good, then I don't talk about it. It's okay though, you know, because it's just good for the soul to be sitting there in nature, right? Isn't the butterfly doing well? Okay, there's a black dot in each side, or sepia. You can use black or sepia, it doesn't matter. Okay, and put a dot right there, and a dot right there. Okay, that looks good, doesn't it? I just absolutely love that. You know, like I say, I think this is a little thick, but you know, once the brush is on, it's on. And I will have to claim that I meant for it to be that way. Okay, let's go back to the white cloud, and I will finish the background area with you guys, okay? And because a lot of time I don't, but most of the time I do. Oh, I'm supposed to do something over here. Okay, yeah, that's what I just keep telling myself now, Kathy, you need to do the background because something is amiss. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the right cloud over here. And then I'm going to just slightly suggest the leaf. But I didn't do it with the other leaf because I want this leaf to be the background leaf. Okay. A leaf cluster, okay, over there. And then I pull the color out. And I pull the color out so they don't look like they are, you know, this leaf and that those two are floating. And meanwhile, I will even use that big white cloud, okay? Because this is the background, okay? And just slightly suggested that there's a lilac sprig coming out this way. See? Just suggest that, and to put some blue in there because that will be consistent with what we've been doing. Okay. And so suddenly they're not floating. She's just being covered by this lilac sprig. Okay, you see that the sepia color, I had it very, very intense. And I don't mind if it is coming out. I'll just pull the color out. And meanwhile, I'll just keep dropping green color over here and there. And so I'll make it just very, very nice and festive. And the same over here, I like to have it with indigo blue over here. because if I put purple there, then I will suggest that that's another cluster, which I'm not planning to do for that area. Okay, so coming over here and close to the branch, I would just do that. So this white cloud is doing very well, right? Now see, you can come over to the purple, and it is not going to move much now because it's been there for a few minutes. I mean, half an hour. So it won't do that, and just continue to pull this color out. And then stop short of the butterfly because you know, because we don't want the background to go in there, because we wanted that to be what the artist, you know, the ancient artist suggests. It might be, you know, just part of a composition, or it might be actually be in there. We'll just leave it to your imagination. But with that, you know, it really gives you, and then lighter sap green. You know, that's just what I like to do. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna stay away from the butterfly a little bit. Okay. We know that sepia color likes to run. Now I'm going to put put a little bit of yellow ochre right there, just to signify that that's the inside of the stem. And just a little bit over here, a little bit over here, and just a little bit over there. Okay. A little bit over this side. And meanwhile, over here is getting a little bit boring, so I'll put some blue, phthalo blue color, and try to let it go that way. Okay. And for over here, maybe just a tiny little bit of a background over there. And you can actually decide how much of the background you want it to do or not do. And that will be really fine with me. And I'm just for fun, I'm gonna use some sepia and just make some dots over there just for fun. It suggests something. Okay, I think this is what we have, and I am very grateful. I have some pencil mark here. I will just erase that. I'm so grateful that you guys come and join me. And so more fun thing is coming for this summer, hopefully. And then I will see you in the next painting. Thank you.